Jai Shri Gurudev. In last class we discussed about the rate of reaction. Today's class we discuss about the rate of reaction in terms of reactant and product. Here we consider the two equation. This is the one equation, this is the another equation. So now for a rate of reaction of this reaction will be written as like this. For a reactant we denoted with a negative sign, negative delta concentration of an Hg whole divided by delta T, which is equal to, now this is also an reactant, therefore minus delta concentration of an Cl2 whole divided by delta T, which is equal to an product which is a positive quantity plus delta concentration of HgCl2 whole divided by delta T. Observe this equation. This is the rate of reaction in terms of reactant and product. This is the called as the reactant. This one is called as a product. For the reactant, it mentioned it in the negative sign, which is equal to, this is also an reactant, that's why it is mentioned in the negative sign, but this is the product, that's why it is mentioned in the positive sign. Similarly, this equation, look at this equation, H2 plus Hi2 gives rise to 2Hi. Here, the stoichiometric coefficient of this one will be unity. It should be same. In this case, the stoichiometric ratio will be different. In this case, we rate the rate expression like this, minus delta concentration of an H2 minus delta concentration of an I2 whole divided by delta T, which is equal to, now here one molecule of an reactant produce and 2 molecules of an hydrogen iodide. Therefore, to equal this one, this stoichiometric ratio will be written like this, divided by the stoichiometric ratio 1 by 2. If there is this terms will be like, right, like this, 1 by 2 delta molar concentration of an Hi all divided by delta T. If there is a number where like this, it should be equal, for equaling those two, divide those stoichiometric ratio. So this is about your rate of reaction in terms of reactant and product. You also try this equation, 5Br minus BrO3 minus plus 6H plus gives rise to 3Br2 3 H2O. Try this equation, write your rate of reaction in terms of reactant and product for this equation. Now, we discuss about the factor influencing the rate of reactions. Now, there are several factors which influencing the rate of reaction. For example, concentration, temperature, catalyst, and also in case of gaseous reaction, the pressure is also influencing the rate of reaction. The one reaction takes place, so that to force those reaction and slow down those reaction, these are the factors influencing the rate of reaction. One is concentration, temperature, pressure in case of gas, and also catalyst. Now we discuss about the rate of reaction in terms of concentration. Now, let us knew that there is a reaction, one is reactant, another one is product. The rate of reaction in which your concentration of the reactant will be decreases, your rate is also decreases. This is one important concept. Concentration of your reactant will be decreases, your rate is also decreases. If the concentration of the reactant increases, the rate is also goes on increases. This is the very important concept. According to law of mass action, our rate will depend upon the molar concentration of the reactant. Therefore, reactant concentration decreases, rate is decreases. If the reactant concentration increases, the rate is also increases. This relationship between the rate and concentration will be expressed by using the law. That law will be called it as an rate law. Important. The law which relates the concentration of the reactant along with the rate, this will be known as rate law. Let us see, consider the one equation. A, B gives rise to C to the power C and D, capital letter D. Here in this reaction, this is called it as an reactant, this will call it as an product. Now this the small letter A, B, C and D, this will be called it as an the stoichiometric ratios. This stoichiometric ratio, which can be written as according to law of mass action, your rate is directly proportional to your molar concentration of the reactant. Only the reactant here, reactant to the power of x and y. Here x and y are equal to your stoichiometric coefficient a comma b, or your x comma y, it do not may be equal to your stoichiometric ratio a and b. Now based on this factor, I will define your rate law statement. Here must and should equation should be balanced. Equation should be balanced. Equation first of all balance ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Next ರೇಟ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಪವರ್ಗೆ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು. These are the terms. Now I will define your rate law. In the balanced chemical equation, the rate of reaction is determined by the molar concentration of the reactant which rises to its power. ಅದನ್ನು ಪವರ್ಗೆ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು. That power which equal to its stoichiometric ratio or do not equal to their stoichiometric ratio is known as rate law. This is the statement of your rate law. Once again I will repeat. In a balanced chemical equation in which the rate of reaction is equal to their molar concentration of the reactant which rises to power, that power may equal to or may not equal to their stoichiometric ratio is known as rate law. According to rate law, we knew that our rate is directly proportional to molar concentration of an A of the reactant, molar concentration of B. To remove this proportionality, rate equal to introducing some constant. I introduce the constant here K, A to the power of X, B to the power of Y, where K is called as a rate constant and so another name is velocity constant and specific rate of reaction. This is the name for your K. Here K means rate constant, velocity constant or a specific reaction rate. This is about your rate expression. Now if suppose concentration of your reactant A and B said to be unity, unity means it's equal to 1, the above equations becomes your rate is equal to K. Your rate is also represented with the small letter r. This is also written as r is equal to K. ಯಾವ ಕೇಸಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟಿನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ನು ಯೂನಿಟಿ, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಯೂನಿಟಿ, ಅವರ್ ರೇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಕೆ. ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕೆ. ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೈಯರ್, ಕೆ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೈಯರ್, ಯುವರ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟರ್. This is the one character. If the rate constant value becomes an higher, the rate of reaction should be an faster. Suppose next character, your rate constant K depend on the temperature. Rate constant K will depend upon the temperature. It influence, it's independent of concentration, very important. ನಿನ್ನ ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಕೆಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಈಗ ನಿನ್ನ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟಿನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ನ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್. H2 plus Cl2 gives rise to 2HCl. This reaction, see, here hydrogen react with the chlorine to produce an HCl. So in this case, this reaction do not takes place in the presence of sunlight. ಸನ್ಲೈಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕೇಸಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಈ ಸನ್ಲೈಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋವಂಥ ಕೆಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಯರ್, ಇಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಕೆಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ದ ಅದರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದ rate of reaction. In this case, our rate is independent of your concentration. This is about your characteristic of your rate constant K. Now, we will continue with the order of the reaction. Let us see order of a reaction. Let us consider the equation. This is the one equation. Two equation. Here I will write the rate of this equation. R is equal to concentration of NO to the power of 2 O2. Here there is no number. It imagine there is a 1 molar concentration of this one will be a 1. Similarly, rate for this equation. Introduce K here. Here there is a stoichiometric ratio is 1, but here also stoichiometric, let's seems is stoichiometric ratio is 1, but I will write as this is a half. Now by these two equation, it is clearly observed the 1 point will be there. Here the stoichiometric ratio will be same as I written. Here the stoichiometric ratio will be different. In this condition, it's proved that our rate is whatever the equation C, we don't define the rate of that equation because our rate is not an theoretical quantity, it is purely experimental quantity. It's meaning that ನನ್ನ ರೇಟು ಥಿಯರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೋ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, ಅದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಕೂಡ ರೇಟನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಸೆವೆರಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಅವರ್ rate is not theoretical quantity. Theoretical quantity, it depend upon the experimental quantity. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿನ ಈ ಥರ ರೇಟನ್ನ ಈ ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. Order of this reaction should be 3. Come to this equation. Order is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2. Here ಆರ್ಡರ್ನ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಪವರ್ಸ್ನ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ದ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ this two. Suppose if the general reactions will be like this, A b to the power of b, which is equal to C D and D. Now the rate of this equation is equal to K into molar concentration of A to the power of X, molar concentration of B to the power of Y. Therefore order is equal to X plus Y. Now I define the order. ಆರ್ಡರ್ನ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ನ ಹೀಗೆ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಪವರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ powers of the experimentally determined rate equation will depend upon the molar concentration of the reactant. Once again I will define the definition of order. It is the sum of the powers of the molar concentration of the reactant in experimentally determined rate equation. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಟೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಅಂಥ ರೇಟ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಲಿ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟನ್ನು ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಹೋಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ rate expression will be there, the different order will be there. It may be 0, order of reaction will be 0. Suppose in this reaction, rate of reaction will be depend upon the your sunlight. If the sunlight will be present, this reaction will be carried out. It meaning our rate is do not depend upon your molar concentration of the reactant. Our rate will be depend upon the presence of an sunlight. This reaction will be takes place. In this condition, our order becomes 0. Because it do not depend upon the molar concentration of the reactant at all. In this condition, order becomes 0 and also order become 1, our order become 2, order become 3, etc. and order become, from this equation it's clear that our order becomes an fraction. Next topic is unit for rate. Now rate, we already knew that rate is equal to K, molar concentration of your reactant. Now I need your unit for your rate constant. Now this equation becomes K is equal to rate whole divided by concentration of A to the power of X, B to the power of Y. Already knew that the SI unit for your rate SI unit is mole per liter per second. Now SI unit of concentration is mole per liter, mole per liter. Now this becomes an n times. For an nth order, this is the expression, the SI unit for rate constant for nth order. This will cancel with the one time. Now your expression K is equal to mole per liter whole to the power of 1 minus n per second. This is the SI unit of rate for a nth order reaction. Similarly, SI unit for your 0 order, K is equal to, we already knew that rate is equal to mole per liter per second. 0 order concentration mole per liter whole to the power of 0, because n, here there is a n. For 0 order I substitute the place of n, there is a 0. Therefore anything to the power of 0 it's equals 1. The SI unit for your 0 order is equal to mole per liter per second. So this is the SI unit for your 0 order reaction. Similarly for an first order reaction, K is equal to mole per liter per second whole divided by mole per liter to the power of 1, because for a 0 order SI unit this one is cancelled. K is depend upon the per second. It is clear that our first order reaction will be independent of your concentration. Concentration termina independent. Similarly, for your second order reaction, K is equal to mole per liter per second whole divided by mole per liter whole to the power of 2 for a second order. This term cancel. K is equal to, it go up to upwards, per mole liter per second. This is the SI unit for your second order reaction. Similarly, you try this for an third order, fourth order reactions. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the molecularity of the reaction.